is loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And that gets things running.
Frank Rijkaard can really make his presence felt. A superb defender who became an iconic midfield anchorman.
What's more, a remarkably good strike rate, actually.
Very true, just another level of his expertise, Peter, but his reading of the game, for me, is masterful. They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Rashford, good strong midfield running here.
Guardiola.
Robertson. Spread to the right. Robertson is offering some sort of an apology there.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
And here's Okazaki. Doué. And they can counter here. Nicely weighted ball. Can he latch on to this?
Tar. Rijkaard.
So no chances falling either way for the time being. Osimhen finding himself in space. Baresi deals with that comfortably. Rashford. Vermaelen. To Guardiola. Now that looked awkward, but he had a good crack at it.
Well, he's never the sort to doubt his own capabilities. Always fancies himself, no matter...
Oh, he's gifted it to the opposition. He has found the way. Shot a goal! Goal! Portugal! An act of great generosity, accepted gratefully, indeed gleefully.
Well, you've got to give him credit for pressing so quickly there.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough. Rudiger making good progress on the right-hand side. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Guardiola. Passing is crisp and sharp, and that is expertly dealt with. Doué makes a move down the right. Beckenbauer. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Guardiola. Now it's Van Basten. And it's Guardiola. Good running, strong and purposeful. That is a brilliant interception. Roberto Carlos, very much a man of this moment. Vermaelen. And it's Zanetti. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Robertson showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And that is well cleared. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Lovely, now then. And he's decided to go for it. And no, just off target. And the pass is intercepted. Just coming up to the 30-minute mark. Van Basten. Del Piero. Can he get it through? That's Doué. He's picked his way through. Doué. Oh, great defending. That needed doing. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Looking for the run. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Barcelona clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Van Basten. It's Van Basten! Perilously close. Beckenbauer. Here's Roberto Carlos. And they win it back again. Robertson. Rijkaard is always scanning the pitch for targets. Now it's Rashford. And this is Ronaldo. Portugal looking to go into the break, 1-0 up. Now it's Van Basten. Doué. Can he get on the end of this? And he plays one through. He's got away. Stam gets a foot in here. And we have our very first corner. Oh, good climb! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
And it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now it's Roberto Carlos. Oh, such a clever touch. In towards the back stick. Defending of the desperate variety. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
Habrá un minuto de descuento.
Cross to the back post. And he's cut it out. And he thumps it clear. Now that's well seen too. And we've reached half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Portugal come in leading by just the odd goal.
There's plenty of positives to take, despite the lead being so small, Peter. A little more composure up front, perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Portugal have played well here, and they have the all-important lead. It's 1-0.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El dorsal 10.
And here is the first touch of the second half.
El dorsal
Portugal leading courtesy of the game's only goal.
El dorsal 11. Villa.
And that could set him on his way.
El dorsal 18. Ronaldinho. El dorsal 20.
For Marlon.
Messi.
Zanetti, always on the lookout for any signs of danger. Great vision. Good read, needed to be. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Oh, that is superb. A dangerous moment, perfectly dealt with.
That is superb defensive work. The one man who had to be on top of his game, and he was.
Okazaki. Van Basten. Robertson receives it in a good position here. Baresi getting this one clear. Pass somewhat off target. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Well, that has not gone well. Messi. Defending was strong and firm. Still just a single goal between the sides.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. 60 minutes played. Well, that's been cut out, well played. Guardiola. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, Peter, if they're attempting to see out the game with such a narrow advantage, there's room for trouble. I just think they're sending out the wrong message. This could backfire.
Check clears. That pass has been well intercepted. Looking for a runner. That's good vision. That's really well cleared. He's having a hit! And that is doing no harm at all.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El dorsal 9.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides.
Yeah, I think he's trying to stay one step ahead of his opponents here, maintain the upper hand, so to speak. I can see that.
Oh, good take in a good area. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Ronaldinho. Yeah, he's fouled him there. Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card.
Well, if he truly fancies his chances from here, he's going to need the best of the best.
They want to be quick to recover this. I have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. The ball goes in. Nicked it back from... Real chance! Off the post! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Oh, that was vital. And it's Rijkaard. Barcelona are looking to go forward now. Batistuta. Love shapes to shoot! Lovely pass, but can he get there?
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
He's found a way through. Here comes the cross. Fallen! It's off target and by quite a way.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Bellingham tries to pass it through. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
It's a pretty loose pass. Ambitious ball here. Oh, that's a key interception. Bayer is there to clear. And it's Roberto Carlos. And he's intervened well there. Check, gets it away. Now it's Villa. And it's made its way to him. He's shifting through Messi! And it's hit the woodwork and out. And it's been hooked away. Rudiger.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Habrá 2 minutos de descuento.
Robertson, nice looking ball. Not the most accurate pass. All the way back. Bayer chooses to deal with it himself. And that will be it. They needed to win, and they have won. So here we are, another dose of tempestuous rivalry and heady ambition. It is, of course, the familiar side of the two big Milanese teams preparing to lock horns once more. They've been doing this since 1908, and the contest remains as fiery as ever. There is a massive sense of expectation emanating from this part of Milan. The giant arena bearing the name of perhaps the finest player ever to don the famous black and blue jersey. It is simply a gorgeous, gorgeous sight. One of the world's great city rivalries, the Milan derby. It has its own chapter in the story of the Italian game.
Well, Peter, a derby with over a century of history and two huge institutions. It's a game, no matter what the dynamic or the significance, has always been a really highly charged affair that's utterly unmissable, and I expect this one to be no different.
And we're underway. And when these two meet, generally speaking, sparks fly.
Well, having experience of games like this, Peter, getting the balance right between aggression and discipline is always key. Yeah, of course you want to make your presence felt, but not for the wrong reasons.
Looking for the run.
Might want to be careful there.
Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. And that's been intercepted. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. A chorus of approval here. It's really good play.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
And he's taking no chances there. Inter Milan are looking to go forward now. Now it's Haaland. Haaland! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
It's quite a show he's putting on here. This is excellent work.
Great ball, and he's in here. And needless to say, that deserved better.
Haaland has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
He's rising! Nearly, but not quite.
Lukaku certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
Who do you, Jim, see making a difference here?
Well, Peter, I just love the positivity and attitude that Erling Haaland delivers on a football field. It's almost as if he's still on the training ground. And there's one little story in a game where he scored 4, but he was still angry. And asked why he was angry, he said, well, I missed one of my good chances. I think he's destined for greatness.
Yeah, the easiest way to make a difference is to score, so no argument there. And it's Gavi. Picked out brilliantly. Haaland, a header! Goal, Milan! Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Oh, he's just loving that. Certainly gives you a very unique feeling. Tremendous.
Gavi. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. And here's Thuram. Oh, good spread. Dumfries. That is lovely. Played in. That's a decent clearance. Keeper's dealt with that. He's going for goal! But he's left disappointed.
Barella just can't be faulted for taking on the opportunity. That sort of distance is usually up his street.
Di Marco. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Nicely spread. Dumfries with the delivery. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. Tries to get it clear. And now a sudden chance to counter. And this is Goretzka. He's in a great position here. And they're back on the ball again. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Now it's Thuram. Well, that is one way to stop him. Long ball looking to counter. And here's Gavi. Tries to dink it through. Delivers the ball. Oh, important interception. Martinez, his second in the league scoring charts. Distributed tidily. Really fierce, close defending. Zanetti spots it and intercepts. Goretzka. Nuno Mendes. He's having a pop! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Akanji. Milan are one up and looking surprisingly comfortable. And that is headed for the middle. That's a corner kick. Well, now it's a race. This time, surely! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Martinez clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Keeper has taken decisive action. Deftly away. Milan have the chance to go the other way. And he plays one through. Acerbi. And it's DiMarco. Now Martinez. Thuram receives it in a good position here. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning.
Well, you either commit a foul and take one for the team, or just stand by and concede a potential goal. It's not a great choice, Peter, but I think I do the former in that position.
Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Can he get it through? And he's whipped and he leaps for it! It's in! They have come roaring back!
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
And that is the end of the first half. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. The midway point of the game.
Well, I think keeping our neutral hats on, Peter, this is more than a decent game of football where we've seen plenty of creativity. Both sides really ought to be looking to up the urgency, though.
Well, the players definitely know they're in a chance for a shot! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Akanji. Barella. Zielinski. Oh, he's found support out wide. And a header! No, not the best of headers.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
And that has left him in a heap. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. Goretzka. And it's Zanetti. Oh, that's a fine interception. Thuram, he's right up in the top 10 scorers in the league. Nuno Mendes. Gavi driving forwards. And here's has another go!
Politano really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Good running, strong and purposeful. Goes looking wide. Zielinski. Haaland looking in every way a marked man at the moment.
Well, learning from your mistakes and not repeating them is never completely guaranteed, but that rear guard is more focused on him now.
And it's hoisted clear.
L'affluenza di quest'oggi è di 81.007 spettatori. Cambio di giocatori.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Çalhanoğlu. He's on it. Can he get away? Aubameyang. Gavi. That's good running with the ball. Bastoni. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Saliba attempts a clearance. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Darmian. It's played through for him. They're urging him. He's had a shot! Goal, Milan! And they get themselves in front! Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
It was wonderful vision to see the movement ahead, and how about the weight of that pass? Ideal.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
Yeah, and he has to change his ways, or this referee could soon change his status.
And here's Lautaro Martinez. That is a brilliant interception. Now it's Thuram. Threads one in. What a throw in. Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 32. Numero 7. Lasciano il campo per il numero 11.
He is through here.
Il numero
Ball has
22.
bounced loose now.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue.
He's having a hit! It's a loose ball.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Saliba. And it's Modric. Chance! Now, and again! And there's a goal! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
And that's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that the ball was going to come back out and put himself where he needed to be. The sort of thing you just can't teach.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
And that is a little undercooked. Nicely weighted ball. Oh, super ball! And a chance! Oh, off the bar! Looking to play him in. And he's there to belt it away. Barella. Can he latch on to this? Inter Milan with a corner and hardly any time left on the clock. Impressive jump! That's a fair try, but just off target. Damian. And it's Barella. And the shot! Dispatched clinically! Late drama, late goal. This will be one frantic ending.
Yeah, that's really well played, Peter. It's very, very simple. The ball through to him was just beautifully measured.
Inter Milan give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, who's under pressure now? It's going to require some inspired defending to stop this lot.
Milan are looking to break at pace. Haaland, decent chance! It's in! And surely that clinches it! There really is no way back now! A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce, and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
Milan have surely won it, or so you would think.
Well, I think if they're going to have any hope from here, they'll need to see their more experienced lads step up to the plate now.
That's the end. Milan come away having earned what they always set out to earn, the maximum complement of points.